Ciao. I think we are live. Yeah, I can see it now. I think there was a bit of a delay, but ciao, everyone. कैसे हो? Live after a long time. How are you doing, Ajay bhai? What's up?
चाओ चाओ ऑल गुड यार एकदम जस्ट वाचिंग द टेस्ट मैच फॉर्मूला वन विंबलडन सब कुछ चल रहा है बैकग्राउंड में.
Yeah, yeah. I think बहुत टाइम के बाद obviously अपना रेगुलर थर्सडे स्ट्रीम तो हुआ नहीं है बहुत टाइम तक, बट whenever possible we do our streams. But आज का stream, as the name says, will be more of a chill stream because again it's off season and content to off season में obviously will keep coming, whether it's the end of the season awards or whether it's rating the new things about new clubs, whatever it is. But we thought कि आज थोड़ा chill stream where we obviously talk about football, whether it's Italian football or whatever, we will do that. But we'll talk about other things, sports, non-sports if needed as well. जैसे आपने बोला विंबलडन तो चल ही रहा
बाय
है,
द वे
मतलब
इंडिया
हाँ.
इंडिया वन द टेस्ट मैच सो
Yeah, India. I heard. I didn't watch it at all. I was watching more of Wimbledon, but yeah. First comment is this. Obviously, I expected this. Tell me about Gyökeres. Oh, obviously, I'll touch upon this because it seems like he's headed to Arsenal. But yeah, otherwise everything is fine. I mean, all I can say is like, share, and subscribe. Obviously, we are on the road to 2K. We have more people joining in. Obviously, DJ Bhai and Chintan, I think, will be joining in as well in some time. So yeah, we can talk about different things. You can get their opinion. ये तो भाई इसको टाइम हो गया, मतलब अगर आपको पता है तो पता है, वी कांट शो ऑल दैट ऑन यूट्यूब, बैन उड़ जाएगा और वो गलत चीज भी है दिखाने के लिए. सो did Ajay bhai watch the Neeraj Chopra Classic yesterday? Great to see a world class event in Bengaluru. I watched it. What about you, Ajay bhai? I did watch it.
I watched the
Side.
highlights. I was out yesterday, but I did watch the highlights. A lot of my BFC friends had gone to watch the classic at Sri Kantivera Stadium, and it was hosted by JSW only. So a lot of friends, who work in JSW, तो उन लोग गए थे. I mean, they were part of the event. So fantastic to see, yaar. I think he drew in almost 15,000 people. This is what one gold medal and Neeraj Chopra's aura can do for athletics in India. So fantastic, man. I mean, what a guy. मतलब सच में अपने लिए it is a matter of pride that he is who he is.
हाँ, इस नोट पे ऑब्वियसली मेरे को एक चीज दिखानी भी ऑब्वियसली सिंस वी ब्रॉट इट अप, बिकॉज आई वाज वाचिंग द होल इवेंट साइड बाय साइड विद विंबलडन में, वो दोनों देख रहा था. और ये the sarcasm I like it. Shame on Neeraj Chopra for ruining the epic win, epic politicians का picture, because ये क्या look at him, वो तो मतलब he's become an afterthought only in this picture. मतलब कुछ है ही नहीं, मतलब बाकी सब हड़प रहे हैं. The focus also, if you see the angle from which the photo is taken, is the politicians. But I guess क्या ही बोल सकते हैं जब यही that sums up everything about our. I mean, let's not get too deep into it, but I think ये सब up कर देता है कि अपना क्या focus है और क्या नहीं है focus. I think is the right probably way to say it. कि
Absolutely,
बेचारा,
absolutely.
yeah, because like he's become an afterthought in that photo, और बाकी सब मतलब pose करके perfect एकदम focus में. But yeah, it was otherwise a good event to watch. मैंने भी देखा. uh, I mean, again, as you said, it was a proud moment, and he, even the crowd, even in his run up, if you see how the crowd appreciated it, I think it was 86.18 meters. Yeah, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
again a great one. So again, बाकी और थोड़े, let me see. हाँ, ये भी बात करेंगे हम. Coming to this next, let me just see who all is in the house. Again, जो भी है, please keep your comments coming in. We will have Chintan bhai and DJ bhai joining in as well. अलग अलग चीजें बातें करेंगे, not just football.
Yogesh also, if I'm not mistaken, is joining.
Sorry, yeah, Yogesh is also supposed to, but उसका भरोसा नहीं है, वो कभी आता है कभी नहीं आता है. तो but please do like, share and subscribe. Let's start talking about other things. ये भी मैंने तेरा comment स्टार किया. I'll take it next. Any update on the broadcasting rights? Not yet, यार. I think change होगा शायद, but it's probably a bit too
यूके
soon.
यूके में तू ही बता रहा कि यूके में
हाँ, UK, exactly. If you're interested in the UK rights, for example, it's on DAZN. So
डजोन
अभी इंडिया में किधर आएगा वो नहीं पता अब तक, but let's see. Donnarumma is now officially the pantomime villain of European football. If you
नहीं
can
यार.
anger Manuel, yeah, I think देख, वो उसने जानबूझ के नहीं किया था. I think even Bayern fans I spoke to were not pissed off at Donnarumma because वो obviously reckless था उसका dive, but he was going for the ball. He mistimed it. He didn't. There was no malicious intent
No
behind it.
malicious intent. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was literally in tears right after. अभी देख, वो गलती I feel इसमें सबसे बड़ी गलती है. Let's touch upon this before we go to Indian women's team. Is Anthony Taylor, because Anthony Taylor एक नंबर का गधा है. अजय भाई can expand on this obviously later. after I complete. But he should have sent off Donnarumma. Objectively speaking, he should have sent off Donnarumma. वो red card था, it's obvious. And Musiala, unfortunately, is out for long. I don't want to show that picture because matlab, it's not the
Yeah,
right thing to do, in my opinion, at least. We know what happened to Musiala, and he's obviously going to be out for a long time. And वही बड़ी बुरी बात लगती है आपको कि Ajay bhai, dribbling is one of his main skills. In that, between the
yeah.
in the middle of midfield, or abhi now with that injury, it's going to take a toll on his career. Or Donnarumma, yeah, it should have been a red, yeah. Like again, Anthony Taylor, फिर he lost control of the game. Ajay, I don't know if you saw it. He lost कुछ मतलब Lucas Hernandez के soft elbow पे red दे दिया.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I'm
you
not
want
surprised.
to,
I'm not surprised.
yeah,
How does that man have a job? मतलब
yeah,
really, after all that, I know कि Premier League fans जैसे कि अभिजय see him week in week out,
yeah.
वो
We
तो है.
also,
But हम लोग भी जब उसको यूरोपियन एक्शन में देखते हैं, because मोस्टली तू देखेगा कि वो इटालियन टीम्स के गेम्स का काफी ऑफिशिएटिंग करता है, and it's substandard, absolutely disgraceful. I mean, he is the guy who's got a garbage bin instead of a heart. Honestly, that was Anthony
हाँ,
Taylor. I mean, come on. In the age of VAR, how can you not give that handball on Sevilla?
yeah.
I mean, absolutely disgusting.
Definitely. Kunal is here. He says Ciao Ciao seems like a Real Madrid fan. Good kudos to you. आप लोग ने डॉर्टमंड के अगेंस्ट मैच जीता, obviously easy fashion में नहीं, but Gonzalo Garcia on score sheet, Trent bagging a couple of assists as well. So I guess I'm sure you all are happy with that, and you all have set up a semi-final with Paris Saint-Germain. Do you think Arsenal fan in the legend, or sorry, Ajay Bhai is frozen एक तो ये Ajay Bhai के लिए, so I want him to come back. Ajay Bhai, uh,
I mean,
yeah, Ajay Bhai, yeah, this is for. Sorry, what was that,
yeah,
Ajay Bhai?
I'm saying I hope McLaren driver wins the championship, but I hope it's Lando Norris and not Oscar Piastri.
Get well soon, Musiala. We tolerate Anthony Taylor and Michael Oliver every week. Deserve a trophy just for that. वो तो मतलब खराब refereeing standards are a common norm यार ऐसे तो. The thing is, I mean, you have a fair point, but again, Italy में also we have all that. We have all the same issues. Hi, enjoying life. I mean, I might as well, if I can pull that picture up. We met up obviously recently. Um, दैट्स वेयर वी ऑब्वियसली हम लोग मिले, और पॉडकास्ट की प्लानिंग भी तो करनी थी हमें ऑब्वियसली, सो उसके लिए मिले थे मेनली. सो या यू मस्ट हैव ऑब्वियसली सीन द पिक्चर यूट्यूब के कम्युनिटी पोस्ट और इंस्टाग्राम पे. हाउ वाज हॉइसन रेड कार्ड जस्टिफाइड? या दैट आल्सो वी कैन टॉक अबाउट. आई मीन, या वो भी एक टॉकिंग पॉइंट है. आई विल ब्लेम द टूर्नामेंट दैट इज happening at the time players should not play. Ajay, let's discuss this also just before we move on to the women's, because I feel to an extent this is a valid point, but जो Musiala के साथ हुआ, again, ये
That
injury
is not. Yeah,
exactly, this
that's
can
not.
happen at any point. ACLs are
Yeah,
anyways now unfortunately a common thing, like that can happen to anyone at any point. Like जो Musiala के साथ हुआ could have happened to him, I mean, it can happen to anyone at any point. So I don't want to, मेरे को क्लब वर्ल्ड कप को उस इंजरी, लाइक आई डोंट वांट टू ब्लेम द टूर्नामेंट फॉर दैट स्पेसिफिक इंजरी, व्हाइल आई थिंक ही हैज अ वैलिड पॉइंट कि प्लेयर्स आर प्लेइंग टू मच. बट अजय भाई, जो ऑब्वियसली कार्ल हाइंज रूमेनिगा ने बोला था, राइट, कि ऑब्वियसली प्लेयर्स और एजेंट्स ने भी वो सच सिचुएशन क्रिएट किया पैसे की, कि आप मांगते ही हो इतना पैसा, और फिर वो पैसा जनरेट करने के लिए भी देन देयर हैज टू बी एक्स अमाउंट ऑफ गेम्स टू बी प्लेड, राइट, देयर हैज टू, दैट मनी हैज टू कम फ्रॉम समवेयर.
yeah.
योर थॉट्स ऑन दिस, योर थॉट्स ऑन दिस होल पॉइंट?
I see. I think again, Musiala का injury is not because of the Club World Cup per se, but आपने देखा कि how it's brought a lot of footballing cultures to the forefront. You brought in the South American flair culture, the Asian flair and culture. Urawa Reds का आपने देखा था, Al Hilal, of course, oil money, but anyways they give a run to a lot of European clubs. But my point is key, it is a good tournament. I mean, the Club World Cup always was, even in its old avatar, it was a good tournament. This is a more expanded version of it. देख यार, अब ज्यादा गेम्स तो आने वाले. This is the fact. It is जितना ज्यादा डिमांड है उतना ज्यादा सप्लाई होता ही है, and football is in demand right now, and they want to really test the waters of the US before hosting the World Cup. So it is like the devil in the deep sea. You really can't choose. You have to choose
Exactly.
मतलब either one of them, and either one of them is not a good option. तो यार ये मॉडर्न फुटबॉल थोड़ा हो गया है जहाँ पे बहुत सारे गेम्स आ गए. इट हैज बिकम मोर ऑफ अ बिजनेस, लेस ऑफ अ कम्युनिटी ड्रिवन गेम. you will find now the 39th fixture taking place in a foreign location. Like, Premier League has always been pitching this for a while now. Serie A में भी हो सकता है कि one fixture will be played in Australia. So unfortunately,
Yeah.
it is what it is. This is the modern football. मुझे मुझे उतना पसंद, like I'm not fully for it, but I'm not against it either. I'm somewhere in the middle. So that is just
हाँ
my
वही
opinion.
मतलब वही एग्जैक्टली इट्स
Musiala's
कि
injury, Musiala's injury was just a very very unfortunate event. It's just a contact sport, and
एग्जैक्टली
these freak injuries happen, yeah, unfortunately.
unfortunate, yeah. I have a general hate for Anthony Taylor, and that would define last. That would definitely last forever. But what's with the conscious update? Is he leaving UA? देख वो एक tricky situation है. Again, फिर से they are also in talks with Jadon Sancho and whatnot. और ऊपर से Osimhen में interest है. So it remains to be seen because they're looking to lower the fee for Chico Conceição because उसकी performance इतनी भी खास थी नहीं. The end product was lacking, obviously. So let's see. The answer to your question is Manisha Kalyan Bodayan. She's absolutely too good, by the way. Like matlab, I think right now, if I had to pick like the best player, I would probably pick her. She plays for PAOK, and she's even played in the UEFA Women's Champions League qualification rounds and whatnot. So she's actually very good. Definitely the star player in the team. Ex Roma Renato Gaucho could lead Fluminense to Club World Cup trophy. Roma shining every corner of the world. हाँ मतलब I hope और personally Fluminense जीते because you need, I feel something different is needed at least from that standpoint.
Yeah, yeah.
देखते
I
हैं
really
पर
hope
मेरे
they
को
win that.
yeah, but मेरे को लग नहीं रहा है होगा unfortunately. Why is Osimhen interest still there? They signed David. David is not an out and out striker. Again, David पे बाद में थोड़ा dissect कर सकते हैं. But that's what Juventus want to do. Juventus को अपना striker shore up, striking department shore up करना है. But again, recent hours में news आई है कि Osimhen has given his full green light to the Galatasaray transfer. So we Galatasaray are in work to Ajay bhai start their shady funding wherever they can. उनके जो shady
Galatasaray fans are the worst. I have met a lot of Turkish folk in the UK who are
हाँ
Galatasaray fans. They are the worst, literal worst. And
उनका
मैंने इतना troll किया when Lazio defeated them a few years ago. मैं उनको voice message आया कि you guys can't, you can't beat Lazio. Lazio are kicking you guys out of Europe. I had a lot of Turkish friends, like Turkish, Greek friends बहुत थे मेरे UK में. Most of them were Gala fans. So, we used to have a lot of banter with each other. And I'm like, and they were, and any Arsenal fan that they would beat, they would remind them of the UEFA Cup final in which Galatasaray beat, वो
yeah
time पे. But,
yeah
but yeah,
Yeah. Aman, thank you, Aman, for first of all donating some obviously money. You don't have to, obviously, we don't make it compulsory or anything. But Jonathan David के आने की खुशी में देखो यार, वो ऑलरेडी एजेंट कमीशन बहुत चार्ज कर रहा है अजय भाई. मतलब अब आपके पैसा बचा, उसने 12 मिलियन प्लस वेरिएबल्स खा लिया यूवेंटस के एजेंट कमीशन में ही अजय भाई. बट सिंस ही इज ऑब्वियसली डोनेटेड, लेट्स टच अप ऑन दिस अगेन. क्या आपके थॉट्स है? बिकॉज उस दिन जब हम मिले थे, डीजे भाई वाज आस्किंग मी अबाउट हिम, सो आई विल गिव माय थॉट्स, बट व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स ऑन डेविड टू यूवेंटस?
देख, Fabrizio Romano का finally success हो गया. It has been 84 years. Finally, he's managed to sell Jonathan David. उसको कितना पैसा मिला ये डील से मुझे पता नहीं. But the player is decent. It's not like he's a bad player. But I think, is he UA coded? I don't think so. I would have liked to see him at Roma or Inter, or even Milan for that matter. I think he's more of a, our club coded player than UA. UA because UA would probably go for someone like, a typical flair forward, Italian forward. Typically उनका signings वैसा रहता है. खैर recent times में उन लोग कार्लोस सेवेस को भी उन्होंने sign किया, and it's worked out really well for them. So I think David coming in, he will obviously not be the focal point of attack. You will see him as a secondary striker, playing behind whoever is there up top. He can also play wide, multiple positions, खेल सकता है. And I think, a definite, very, very good asset to have here, especially if you're playing 3 competitions this year in terms of UA. So over and above everything, I think the signing is good. But of course, there are some iffy things that happen behind the scenes, which we are
Yeah,
not aware of. वो मैं उस
yeah,
पे ज़्यादा नहीं करूँगा. But I think if I was a UA fan, I would be happy with this purchase.
Yeah, I mean, personally, मेरे को हमेशा doubts थे because David has been linked with Inter, Napoli, Juventus, or even to an extent AC Milan, पर concretely ये तीन clubs in Serie A specifically. मेरे हमेशा था डाउट्स थे जोनाथन डेविड के बारे में बिकॉज मैंने उसका करियर बहुत देखा है एंड आई हैव सीन हिम बी अनइम्प्रेसिव फॉर मेनी इयर्स. आई हैव सीन हिम बीइंग कैरीड बाय अदर प्लेयर्स अराउंड हिम. और फाइनली आई कैन से कि उसने एक लीप लिया है क्वालिटी में ओवर द लास्ट ईयर एंड अ हाफ. डू आई स्टिल हैव डाउट्स? यस, बिकॉज वो ऐसा प्लेयर है कि उसको अपने एनवायरनमेंट में सेटल होने को टाइम लगता है, विच इज नॉट रॉन्ग. बट अगेन, अगर आप आउट एंड आउट नाइन उसको समझोगे तो आउट एंड आउट नाइन वैसा फुल्ली नहीं है. अगर आप ज्यादा गोल्स एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो, 20 गोल्स एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो, वो शायद आपको मिलेंगे नहीं. शायद अगेन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे अगर वो मारता है तो मारता है, बट आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू हाउ ही प्लेज हिज गेम. एजेंट कमीशन उसके बहुत ज्यादा है. यूवेंटस इज टेकिंग अ बिग रिस्क देयर. दैट इज व्हाट पुट ऑफ मेनी क्लब्स. मतलब 12-15 मिलियन. अभी अगेन जो अजय भाई ने स्टार्टिंग में जोक मारा फब्रिजियो रोमानो का, एक्चुअली दैट्स नॉट जस्ट अ जोक. आई नो समबडी indirectly a Canadian football fan from Canada who has kind of indirect ties with Jonathan David's agency, and obviously Fabrizio Romano is in works, and for the last 5 years Fabrizio has been trying to get Jonathan David a move. It's not just about simple tweeting. Fabrizio Romano is legit has been trying to get Jonathan David a move for the last 5 years, and he has failed. I mean, again, agents का एक काम होता है, ऊपर से journalist, that's why Fabrizio Romano is so popular, because वो agents का आधा काम उनके लिए कर देता है, with his network. So they've legit been trying to get a move to big clubs, but so, and there's a reason it has not happened. जैसे मैंने बोला, David was not as good, but over the last year and a half उसने एक leap लिया है. Linking up में improve हुआ है. अजय भाई, he's had a new level of confidence wherein he scored against the big teams finally. He's become a bit more lethal. थोड़ा you can see एक वो जो shy striker था वो थोड़ा bold हो गया है. So I think it's a good move, but it comes with a lot of risk. A lot of risk, especially the commission part and the wage part. It's like
Yeah,
जो व्लाहोविच के साथ था. आप व्लाहोविच को 22 मिलियन ग्रॉस दे रहे थे वेजेस में. नाउ दिस इज अ डिफरेंट वर्जन ऑफ इट, एंड ही रियली हैज टू डिलीवर. अडेप्टेशन पीरियड तो देना पड़ेगा, नथिंग रॉन्ग विद दैट. आई थिंक अडेप्टेशन के लिए टाइम देना पड़ेगा. दिस इज अ कनेडियन प्लेइंग इन द Serie A, and this is, again, Tomori aside, this is only the second Canadian ever in the Serie A, barring Tejon Buchanan from last year for Inter. So, I mean, Tomori के origins को छोड़ के मैं बोल रहा हूँ. I mean, yeah, technically because he had the chance to play for Canada. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, good for you if you like David. Then yeah, I mean that's more than fair. Ajay bhai will never be angry. I mean, मुश्किल चीज है ये. Vlahovic का भी weird situation है, because he's for sale, but he's not accepting a lower wage. He's rejecting every offer, so he might be frozen out. There is a possibility कि उसको freeze out कर दे. Um, Colomboigny and Jonathan David looks like same type of profile. Mm,
yeah, but
not exactly.
कोलोमुआनी का मुझे लग रहा नहीं कि यूवे
नहीं
यूवे विल
लेगा,
गेट.
नहीं. You won't. It again. So many players they're not going to keep, and again you have to
Yeah.
keep in mind their financial issues also. Let's discuss something. I'll come to the comments, but let's discuss. Abhijay ने ये लाया था, and I want to discuss this. Chintan bhai comments में he's like I'm coming. So yeah, एक और so again यार, if you guys are waiting, so Chintan bhai is Akashdeep to be knighted. Abhijay ने ये question पूछा था. I wanted to touch upon this. Obviously this Indian women's team, obviously I'll just pull it up, just give me 1 second. क्योंकि अजय भाई कल बहुत बड़ी चीज हुई. The women's team obviously qualified for the 2026 women's Asian Cup. 4 out of 4 wins in dominant fashion. अगर आप देखो really तो I'm talking about overall, क्योंकि पहला गेम मंगोलिया के अगेंस्ट double digits, like 12-0, and every game they won comfortably. If you can see, I hope this is visible in the first place. um,
Yeah.
yeah, and Ajay, your initial thoughts, because again this is big. I mean, the women अपने को पता है, they've always kind of been good, right? Like the women's team has always kind of performed above expectations, I would say, because उनके पास हमेशा there has been lack of infrastructure. There has always been something less for them. We know that the Indian women's league is there, but we know that the Indian women's league can also be better in terms of quality and how it is run. The infrastructure is a problem. Youth leagues are तो non-existent for men
Yeah.
and women both, and the women generally have more challenges. We know all of this. क्या thoughts है आपके? Because I was watching this whole game, I saw the whole game, and मजा आ गया यार. मतलब I knew, I had a feeling going into the game कि हम लोग जीतने वाले हैं, like you know, जो अपने मेंस टीम के लिए नहीं जो मेंस टीम के लिए लगता है ना कि आज हारने ही वाले हैं, वैसा उल्टा होता है विमेंस टीम को देख के कि विमेंस जीतने ही वाली है. क्या बोलते हो आप?
नहीं 100% यार, वो जो दंगल का कोट है ना कि मारा हमारे छोरिया छोरों से कम नहीं है बस. That is the reality in Indian football. The women are far superior than the men's football team, and honestly, they deserve to be backed more. ISL बंद कराओ, IWL ही खिलाओ, longer league खिलाओ, and इसमें आप देखो even ये US का भी ऐसा ही केस है where their women's team are so dominant, absolutely dominant, and you know the men's team aren't really that great when you compare you know the women's team. So I think let's take a leaf out of their book and improve overall development. I know ये होने नहीं वाला है. Ironically, मैंने कल सिद्धू के साथ में एक podcast record किया about Indian football जहाँ पे मैंने इतना बड़ा rant दिया है, especially about Chhetri going on Raj Shamani's podcast and you know shitting on the ISL and Indian football's quality. I mean, as a national team captain, leader, legend, you shouldn't be doing that. एक अपने को पता है कि यूरोपियन फुटबॉल का क्वालिटी बेटर है, ठीक है, बट मैंने वो एग्जांपल लिया कि इंडोनेशियन फुटबॉल फैंस भी, उनको भी ये इंफॉर्मेशन है कि उनका लीग का क्वालिटी इज इंफीरियर टू यूरोपियन फुटबॉल, बट दे स्टॉप कमिंग एंड वाचिंग. नो. सो कल मैंने इतना रैंट हमारा इंडियन फुटबॉल, तो दिस वाज अ शाइनिंग लाइट. एक शाइनिंग लाइट जो है वो है अपना नेशनल women's national team. They've always delivered, and kudos to them, kudos to Crispin Chetri and all the girls and everyone involved, you know.
And also just one thing about Crispin Chetri, जो Indian women's team का कोच, अगर आप नहीं जानते हो, Crispin Chetri उसका नाम है. He had a bad season in the IWL prior to him being the women's national team coach. Like he had a really bad season. तो ऐसा जब उसको अपॉइंट किया था, बहुत डाउट्स थे, एंड राइटफुली सो, कि पीपल वर लाइक किसको अपॉइंट कर लिया भाई, मतलब तुम क्या कर रहे हो फिर से. बट kudos to him, as you said, he's turned it around. And see the attitude difference. You see Sangeeta Basfore, who scored the winning goal as well, she said the World Cup is the target. Like this because एक qualification का system है Asian Cup के through, जो मैं समझाता हूँ, it is there is a chance India can make it if this is the attitude they show, if this is how they play, you know, if this is the approach. I'm not saying आसान है, but chance है, मतलब because अगर आप men's team को देखो, इसका उल्टा opposite है, पूरी negativity आती है, right? And again, this is how big it was. See, again, India is the first country to stop Thailand from going into the Asian Cup since 99. अगर आप head to head भी देखोगे India और Thailand का, India had only beaten the Thailand women's team once before ever in their history. And that was a lot of meetings. FIFA ranking में usually इतना भाव नहीं देता, because usually FIFA rankings are misleading. वो कभी इतने accurate होते नहीं है. But still, Thailand was at a higher level than us. Their coach, he's also very good. Ikeda, yes, Futoshi Ikeda, he had led Japan. And Asian Cup में पहली बार actually अपन matches खेल के आ जाए, like properly qualify हुए. Like this, like we've qualified before, but like a proper match वाली journey जो होती है ना, this is the first time ever. So it tells you how much the confidence they have. Again, this is what I was talking about. 12 teams in the Asian Cup, 6+2 spots are available for the FIFA World Cup, 6 direct spots and 2 playoff. So ये हो सकता है भाई, like there is an outside chance. We are not the best or anything, but there is a fighting spirit you see in these women, and there is a belief to play in a certain way. They are not afraid, or they don't have any, you know, ego issues, just like our certain players in the men's team have. ऐसा नहीं है इधर, at least.
Certain क्या? तू नाम बोलना, everyone,
each one of them, exactly. So this is good to see. It's refreshing for a change कि भाई at least कोई तो seriously ले रहा है भाई. मतलब क्या बोलते हो अजय, because it's honestly, it's so in a dark time for Indian football. A bunch of obviously women in general in football who don't get that much attention, और उनके stadiums भी unfortunately fill out नहीं होते, they are the ones bringing us joy. And जो कल ट्विटर पे बेसिकली अजय भाई डिमांड थी कि जो 50,000 याद है मेंस टीम के लिए अनाउंस किया था before the Hong Kong game, to be awarded to the women, and that is happening. I mean, some sense prevailed. क्या बोलते हो?
ये ठीक है यार. I mean, this is all great, but I think you know, invest in the long term than these short term rewards.
Of course. I feel though in their condition, the short term rewards are also kind of deserved because of the situation they have to go through. I will
Fair
because
enough.
many people are saying आप comments ले नहीं रहे हो. I will come to the comments again. मैं comments भूला नहीं हूँ. We were discussing the women's team. So very happy just to quickly show you guys किधर क्या कैसे qualify हुई uh, India. Just give me 1 second. Ajay, if you can just take some comments until then, I'll just quickly circle back to that. Yeah.
Thank you,
So
Bodhan, for your
वोदन थैंक यू
contribution.
कीमू का गृह प्रवेश ही से ये डिस्कस करेंगे. मैंने 2-3 क्वेश्चंस देखे इसके बारे में. सो आई विल डिस्कस इट बोदन. वी विल टेक मोटिवेटेड माइंडसेट. जस्ट गिव अस 1 सेकंड. केनान यील्डिस पे तेरा क्वेश्चन है, हम लोग लेंगे. डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. जस्ट पुलिंग अप हाउ एग्जैक्टली इंडिया क्वालिफाइड for the women's Asian Cup, or I'll pull that in a while actually, if that's fine. Ajay bhai, I think this is how India qualified. Just showing you very quickly. Yeah, so if I hope this is visible, Ajay bhai. So yeah, चारों के चार गेम इंडिया जीती थी. पहला गेम तो 13-0 अगेंस्ट ऑब्वियसली विमेंस फुटबॉल में थोड़ा सर्टेन कंट्रीज में गिवन द सिचुएशन अजय भाई ऑब्वियसली एक गैप होती है सर्टेन लेवल की, राइट. एंड मंगोलिया ऑब्वियसली नॉट बीइंग दैट गुड, बट इंडिया स्टिल बीट इराक, even again Thailand win. So yeah, very very comfortable road for India. और अगर अजय भाई फिर से देखो, there was only one spot. It
Yeah,
was not like there were two spots. There was one spot, and वो थाईलैंड से अगर हारते तो anything could have happened because
yeah,
थाईलैंड का भी
yeah.
GD was 21. They had also won all their games up until the India game. So it
Yeah.
was really important. एंड जैसे हमने देखा कि थाईलैंड एंड नेवर मिस्ड आउट ऑन द वुमेन्स एशियन कप. सो या आपके कोई थॉट्स है तो आप लोग भी बोला यार. मतलब वी इट्स गुड टू डिस्कस अ बिट ऑफ वुमेन्स फुटबॉल एज वेल. आई मीन ऑलवेज this is a team that is making us proud. Honestly, I've completely lost any expectation of Indian football after we got defeated by Afghanistan in my home city. So even if the women's team somehow fail in AFC Asian Cup, I won't be disappointed. हाँ मतलब देख यार, जो मेंस टीम ने किया ऑनेस्टली उसके लिए हम विमेंस टीम के को कुछ बोल नहीं सकते. वो मेंस टीम का अलग ही सिचुएशन है कि वो अपने को डिसअपॉइंट करते रहते हैं हर टाइम. सो जब तक वुमेन्स टीम अच्छा कर रहे हैं आप सपोर्ट करो, इज ऑल आई कैन से. Let me take this question for you, Ajay bhai, because he wrote this. I think what needs to be answered about Kenan Yildiz. Where did that go? Yeah, this one. Kenan Yildiz का release clause है तो he does not have one. He does not have one, right, Ajay bhai? If I'm not wrong, as far
No,
as I remember, he does.
he doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah, और honestly वो he's closer to staying at Juventus. मतलब उसको 2030 तक ऑफर कर रहे रिन्यूअल. सो वो रहेगा यार, वो नहीं जाने वाला. We have DJ Bhai in the house. What's up, DJ Bhai?
Perfect to answer the Keenan
Perfect.
Yildiz question.
I think I don't know if you can hear us. DJ, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Of course I can.
What's up? What's up? How is it going?
All good, all good.
There is a question for you. Do you want to answer this, DJ Bhai?
Nahi yaar, but if you're interested in triggering it, tell me what you value him at.
नाइस वन. डेविड पे बात कर रहे थे. वी वर डिस्कसिंग दैट. योर थॉट्स दीजिए वेरी ब्रीफली बिकॉज सम पीपल आर आस्किंग फॉर इट. सो माइट एज वेल गेट योर थॉट्स.
I think Param, it's an astute signing. We were discussing it the other day. What I like about David is what makes him unique is he likes ball to feet. So makes him more of a box striker per se, and I like that because obviously now the play will be more inverted wingers coming in and playing ball to feet. Creation of space will be more dynamic than when Blaho was around. So it's a nice mix of, he complements both Kolo and Yildiz very well. Per se, individually, I think it's because he's a free agent, the values come down a little bit in terms of the signing, but I think it's a good signing.
Fair enough. Shivam saying hi to you. Yildiz is a better central 10 kind of player. Why people have misconception that he's a pure. Yeah, many people, and even I think वो थियागो मोटा का भी इशू था तभी कि उसको बार बार आउट वाइड खिला रहा था. Anything else you want to discuss, Ajay? Like we have already discussed so far David. We've discussed
भाई
the Indian women.
ये chill stream था ये. अपन calcio तो करते रहते हैं.
Guys, of course, Juve is a hot team with the Mercato, so I understand everyone being excited because every week you'll find like new interesting dynamic names.
We will
नहीं
take all
नहीं
the
नहीं
comments. Dheeraj.
सबसे सबसे पहले DJ, you have to give us the secret of your new look. Please share with the chat. Why have
Yeah,
you
it's
decided?
nothing. I saw Juve in the Club World Cup, pulled my hair out so much. कुछ बाकी नहीं रहा. It was their performance only made me do this. और क्या बता?
Yeah, but let's अजय भाई इसका brief answer बता दो. आप ही बताओ इस पे आपका opinion because
क्या
क्या
निको निको विलियम्स का जाने देना यार. क्या देख अभी क्या बोलूं देख.
Nico Williams or Nico Gonzalez?
no Nico Williams.
निको
अच्छा.
विलियम्स. मैं वही बोल रहा क्या बोलूं. I mean it is just the way that football works these days. He did get a good contract extension from Athletic Club, and I think that's the club of his heart. I think he will end up staying at least for a year until a club decides to pay his release clause, which is a lot, I know. So the answer is simple. If you want to get him out of Athletic Club, you need to pay that
Pay
amount
the
and
yeah 100 million by the way. Yeah, so
हाँ तो 100
100
मिलियन पे करो और निकालो उसको एथलेटिक क्लब से.
exactly. Indian women's team, yeah, exactly. We discussed this, Shivam, ki they have a very good chance with the currents. Unlike, again, the same thing we circling back to the conversation. Unlike the men, at least they're doing something right. Uh, I think I'll take the rest of the comments later. But Ajay bhai, थोड़ा ये डिस्कस करते हैं, थोड़ा टेनिस डिस्कस करते हैं because obviously that's the thing going on. क्या have you been watching?
Tennis, just wait for Chintan to come
Fair enough, fair
because then
enough.
I would like his 2 cents on tennis as well.
But there's a
Fair
good
enough.
game going on, guys. Nori versus
Yeah.
Jarry.
Yeah, I want Nori to lose. Like I don't support I don't support any American or British players in any tournament. That's
Oh,
Param,
really? I didn't know that. Interesting fact. How
yeah.
come?
No, no,
which is
just
Param's most hated Formula One team, DJ?
Which one?
BAR Racing, British
Why?
American Racing.
British American. Yeah. Got
look,
it.
I don't even watch F1, but yeah. But I
Jack Villeneuve was
I mean,
part of
very
BAR.
unfortunate because Villeneuve used to drive for that team. Yeah, he's one of my favorite drivers of all time.
Jack Villeneuve
Hey,
was
Juan Pablo Montoya, Hakkinen, anyone but Shumi.
same. Anyone
yeah,
but
I mean
Shumi.
अभिजय, I mean वो लोग अभी 1-2 साल तो हो गया यार, वो लोग ने खरीदा
हाँ यार.
पलेर्मो को. And they've
Good
been
morning.
इसलिए मैं
Abhijay.
exactly इसलिए मैं पलेर्मो को चोकर्स बोल रहा हूँ, right? Because they've been spending a decent chunk of money for a Serie B club and they've been coming close and choking promotion to Serie A.
But अभी
क्या लगता है?
पेप गार्डियोला आ गया. Serie B का पेप गार्डियोला.
हाँ, सेरिया बी का पेप उठा लिया ना वो लोग ने, वही कर लिया, पिप्पो को ले लिया, अभी अभी वही बचा, अभी इसके बाद भी प्रमोट नहीं हुआ तो दे आर चोकर्स, अल्टीमेट चोकर्स. या
Guys,
अरुण इज हाँ
just
बोलो,
one fun fact. The first Italy jersey that I got had Inzaghi 9 on the back.
ओके,
Yeah.
इंटरेस्टिंग.
So this was Euro 2000 के बाद में that kit. It's a fake kit, I would say. It's not it's a first copy, not an original kit, but it had Inzaghi 9 on the back.
इंटरेस्टिंग. निक किरियोस, अरुण इज अ बिग किरियोस फैन, बट किरियोस का वही है भाई, मतलब कुछ बोलने लायक रखा ही नहीं उस बंदे ने, मतलब क्या ही बोल सकते हैं. ये इंटरेस्टिंग. आई वांट टू टेक दिस. आई थिंक वी कैन ऑल गिव हिम एन आंसर ईच. Can you try making me love tennis as a sport? I love watching cricket, swimming, TT, football, but never tennis. No idea why. Anybody wants to
To
ask?
get you started, all racket sports are linked to higher intelligence and better for the brain, and you end up living longer if you play a racket sport. So maybe a good way to just pique your curiosity with the sport. It's a great game because there's been some very legendary rivalries. You play different surfaces. Very interesting and an individual athlete. So that you clearly get to see performance in terms of the world number. Maybe the top 10 players are. You can see that difference from players under the top 10. And especially when players are within the top 10 end up playing each other. It's very interesting because it really comes down to your individual ability, and your mental temperament. So it's one of those few sports where you can truly see champion mentality, in its purest form.
Yeah, I
That's a
think
good answer.
you just have to go as back as the French Open final to see, what a pinnacle of, sport tennis is. And we witnessed a very legendary game. and उसमें आपने देखा the human element of never giving up despite the chips being down. You did see Alcaraz make a comeback of comebacks against Sinner. So definitely that is one. Number two, it's a fantastic sport if you want to take it up to play. And one advantage is that you can play mixed doubles, so you can get to meet girls at these training places. So
Of
that
course.
that that DJ, that has always been my number one motivation to do anything new, to meet new people. Not now. Now is meeting new people.
He
Now
But
twisted
that's
it.
back
been my
He
number one
twisted.
motivation to
You
do
noticed.
anything, whether new or old.
You noticed how he twisted it, DJ, from girls to people. He said,
now people. Back in the day, it was meeting
"You
new
guys
girls. And
can clip this. You guys can clip this and make it viral on all billboards in Mumbai. Ajay bhai is at risk."
नहीं यार,
That
and
was a
and
good.
and अभी तो tennis खेल नहीं सकता, तो I play pickleball or paddle. It's far more easier to play compared
Yeah.
to tennis. And
You guys
Also,
noticed it,
another
but
thing, Ayan should probably try playing paddle to begin with. Very addictive.
Yeah, paddle is quite addictive. Yeah, and a lot of the मैंने एक trend notice किया, a lot of the tennis players that did not make it in their career have actually started playing paddle because obviously it's a fun sport and much more relatively easier, if not obviously. पर एक चीज मैं बोलना चाहूंगा, like अगर एक like again जैसे अजय भाई और डीजे भाई pretty much summed it up, so I don't have much to say, but it's the individual battles, those comebacks which you see from nowhere. Like my personal in recent times is when Djokovic absolutely being with his back against the wall against Federer absolutely beat him in that Wimbledon final. मैं हमेशा the day since he has been rising in tennis, I've always been a Djokovic fan. I've never personally been a Federer or Nadal fan. मेरे तीन पे favorite player हमेशा Djokovic, Del Potro, Cilic और ये अपना weirdly this guy Andy Roddick. These guys have been my favorite players. Not
Very,
none of
very interesting when you say these names. Now, Param, will be interesting to see when you see their personalities. Let's take these top four or the big four, or let's say even include Roddick in that conversation. If you
Yeah.
were to associate them with the personality of a football club, of our football club,
Yeah.
who do you think? Let's say, for example, who would you associate Djokovic with? I know he's a Milan fan, but that not
Yeah.
his personality and character may not be like that. Who do you think Djokovic would be if he was a football club?
Wow. Fuck, this is tough.
Who do you think Nadal would be? Who do you think Federer would be? Who do you think?
Tough. Hey, is this only Italian clubs or is this global?
I think let's just do it with our clubs, nah? Let's just like.
Djokovic is Juve.
I tend to agree. Yeah.
Djokovic
Like,
has to be.
that doesn't necessarily mean has to be the most uh, technically brilliant guy, but gets the win like how Juve always got it done.
Grinta, right? He's a Grinta. He's a total Grinta player.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? And also the fact that he's so far, I mean now ahead with the titles and all, I feel वो एक element अगर थोड़ा डाल दो तो वो आप लोग जो insist करते हो winning mentality, the whole mentality of the club, and with Djokovic as well, how he's going on for long, I feel it makes sense what Chintan bhai said, UA and Djokovic. I would say for Nadal, because he's even been to a few Inter games. I don't know how many people know this. He's actually been there. He's kind of watched, and he's like in Italy. He kind of watches Inter here and there. He had said this in one of his older quotes. So just because of that, I'll say Nadal and Inter, even though I'm not a Nadal fan by any means. Federer के लिए क्या बोलूं? रोमा बोलूं क्या?
It's very
Federer,
interesting because Federer, I can't associate a club with him. I just associate Pirlo with him. I can't.
Yeah, exactly. It's very hard to put Federer.
Federer,
Federer is a-
Azzurri.
Federer,
Could be.
Azzurri. तो मिलान को किसको देंगे अपन? मिलान को एंडी मरे नहीं, बट मिलान इज सक्सेसफुल चैंपियन.
Andy Murray is Roma.
I think for me, Param, I feel like Nadal is Milan. I don't know why. I see Nadal more as Milan, and maybe Roddick, since you brought him up, good player, hard serve, but hit and miss kind of guy. So I kind of associate him with Inter.
I don't
Just
know why.
because I feel like Roddick was someone who had a lot of potential
Lot
to kind
more,
of
yeah,
stay
lot
at
more
number
room
one
for
for a long
sure.
time.
Yeah, definitely Roddick underachieved big time, I feel. Definitely
Yeah,
वो तो
yeah.
है. I used to like
Speaking of underachievers, also, Andy Murray just won. He won, I think, एक Wimbledon, 2 Wimbledon.
US Open.
दो ग्रैंड स्लैम, एक यूएस ओपन, एक विंबलडन.
हाँ, तो बस वही less titles. Roma, loved by the home
Roma.
crowd. loved by the home
Yeah,
crowd.
exactly. ये तो लाजियो
Generally,
रोमा वाला scene.
generally a crowd favorite.
Murray, I think Murray won 2 Wimbledons or one, two.
One Wimbledon, one US Open.
No,
Yeah,
I think
so
he won twice.
I
No,
think
no, only one
I think he
Wimbledon.
won 2 Wimbledons. But anyways, he's Roma coded. मतलब 3 title, 3 स्कुद है तो उतना ही है रोमा का तो.
Yeah, actually it makes sense. अगर आप वैसे सोचो तो Andy Murray loved by the locals, kind of,
Yeah.
even with his comeback, he was obviously people had a lot of soft spot for him. हाँ देखो,
Yeah.
I was just double checking. It's only 2 grand. Actually, yeah, it is 2 Wimbledon. Correct. 16 में भी जीता ना, मैं इसका 13 का
He
याद.
won twice. एक बार तो उसने रॉजर को हरा के next year.
हाँ,
Like he lost to
बराबर,
Roger.
बराबर. 3
Next year he
title.
won it again.
Yeah, this also makes sense actually if you think about it. Murray Napoli
Yeah.
vibe देता है.
Yeah.
Murray
Agreed.
actually does give Napoli vibe. No, I agree with DJ
Napoli-
because कैसा है? हाँ.
Napoli need a little more eccentric character, man. I mean,
Murray-
and
हाँ,
Murray
बोलो.
is not that eccentric. मतलब he's like in between. You need like a crazy guy.
Backhand, no. You need a match.
Kyrgios would be a good one, huh?
Kyrgios Napoli, but Kyrgios के पास भी he has doubles titles at least to show for it. So
हाँ.
yeah, you can say Kyrgios Napoli.
Napoli का किधर single standard है?
वो तो है भाई, वो तो है. एंड तू देख ना यार, वो जो पैशन है, जो Kyrgios रैकेट तोड़ते रहता है. That's how Neapolitans generally are about their
हाँ,
football.
वो Spalletti की गाड़ी चोरी करना ये वो. Actually, Kyrgios Napoli, Murray Roma. I would still say Nadal Inter for some reason, but we can dispute that. Djokovic Juventus.
You can give Roger to Milan, yeah, because Milan always liked flair, Brazilians and
मेरे को तो
magicians.
रॉजर पता नहीं पसंद ही नहीं था कभी, but whatever. वो कभी और डिबेट करेंगे.
It is very difficult to dislike Roger because I think Roger probably was technically the most gifted tennis player.
No, I don't dislike him. I just never became a fan of him and Nadal. I just never from the
But
day.
there are many people, not Param, but there are many people who are not fans of Roger because they were not fans of him as a personality. They some of them just found him like ice cold, not charming enough, not like maybe the mic skills being more direct. I don't know.
Like, of course, when we watched tennis, at least when he was there, of course, Sampras was at his peak, and
Yeah.
Wimbledon more or less is like the World Cup of tennis, right? It's like the main.
Yeah, everyone watches it.
The all white event. And what I like about, see, as of now, I just told you guys when we met that sport in general has become very
Nice one.
so sports in generally I think has become very muscle oriented, fitness oriented. Like the guile, the finesse is missing. And I think Roger was. You don't see, like, I think Tsitsipas was the last single-handed backhand
भाई
player.
वो कचरा प्लेयर है, उसके बारे में ना. You saw what Ivanisevic.
I'm just saying, as a player, you don't find players as a single-handed backhand player. And single-handed backhand is probably one of the most beautiful shots. And if you play a cross-court single-handed backhand, what Roger used to play, you come for a volley and the ball goes between you. Yeah, it's like even if you want to hate Roger, you can't, because he was so like naturally.
He was like a proper opera music kind of a guy,
Yeah.
Pavarotti.
It was always very pissing off because Roger broke Sampras, and like Sampras was like the king of grass that time. There was just something else.
I think you're talking about
Mansoor Bayrami. He was entertaining, whatever it is.
Very
he was entertaining. Yeah, definitely. Many some clips देखे, but definitely entertaining. He even plays these legend matches here and there. Yeah,
he still plays.
Yeah. I wish he had won stuff, but he was definitely entertaining. Yeah, interesting. Kyrgios is Lazio because always center of control does crazy shit like Lotito, but कुछ करता नहीं है, but talks. This is actually a more fair comparison now that you think about it.
नहीं यार, for me,
not even Napoli, Lazio.
Napoli for me, I think.
Yeah,
is there any North Korean tennis player? Then that is Lazio. Oh, North Korean tennis player.
Yeah, but let me see what people are saying in the comments. Thoda Indian tennis, who do you term as the greatest among Mirza, Pais, Bhupati, or any other? Does Sumit Nagal show? Yeah, interesting. Chindan, since you joined just now, you want to answer this because I personally feel greatest.
I have an answer. Purav Raja.
अरे यार हटाओ यार. उसको हम सब मैं और जब पैनल पे भी मिले. I wish I could have said something to him कि भाई, but ठीक है, वो अलग बात है. बट क्या बोलते हो चिंतन में?
Yeah, it's a very difficult. It becomes a बहुत biased answer हो जाएगा यार. I don't know. Out of like just unpopular opinion, but out of Pace and Bhupati, I always like Bhupati more when it comes to Pace and
Wow.
Bhupati.
Wow.
I loved his big serves, although his career was more short lived. And I forgot that girl he won Wimbledon with. नाम भूल जाता हूँ 2006 में I think.
Navrati Lova. Navrati
No, no,
Lova.
no. That's Pace. I'm talking about
Hingis.
Bhupati.
That's Pace. Acha, acha.
I forgot
I
her
think
name. So
it was Hingis and Pace, right?
Hingis and Pace. Yeah, Navratilova,
Hingis
Hingis.
is the
Hingis won
Yeah.
with Pace also. She won with Mirza also. But
yeah.
if you have to give
Hingis-
greatest for the longevity, you have to give it to Leander Pace because
What about
longevity.
Bopanna?
Bopanna has to be in the conversation. I mean,
Longevity.
so-
He has to be for me.
Bopanna was, for a very big part of his career, he was under the shadow of Bhupati and Pace, because by then their tag team was their doubles team
Yeah.
partnership kind of started getting a lot of fame. I agree with Chins. You can't give this answer without being a little biased. Like how Chins likes Bhupati, I kind of have a thing that I feel like Pace was the greatest, and especially that game against Goran, if you guys remember it.
Yeah, of course.
The match against Goran, I think for me is probably the biggest win for an Indian.
Ari-
You can't also mention this without mentioning Amrit Raj, Vijay Amrit Raj.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You can't. I think a low-key shout to Somdev as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Somdev is
He's
No
also
shout
in
out
that
for-
conversation.
no shout out for Purav Raja, please. Like that, he does not belong anywhere close to this conversation. I'm sorry.
But Pace and Bhupati did so much for Indian tennis. Like they brought it to the limelight. I mean, you have to give it that to them, both
Yeah.
of them, and even Sania Mirza for that matter.
Oh yeah. But as you said, Pace and Bhupati made a tennis commercial in India, and
Bhupati-
हाउसहोल्ड नेम हो गया.
चिंतन में भूपति की वो पार्टनर का बोल रहे हो क्या? वो हीरा की कोई तो थी जो जापानीज थी वो, because
हाँ, एक
she's
तो
the
वो-
one, because she's the only one he's won all 4 slams with, I think, if I'm not wrong, or played, not won, my bad, played
No,
at
no,
least.
there was one more. I can't recollect her name.
Like what nation are you looking at? Because he did play with Navrati Lova, yeah.
He played with Hingis. I know he played with Hingis. He won with Hingis also.
खेला था, I think Navrati Lova के साथ भी. मेरे को
I
लगता
can't crack my head. Like it's
Because
क्योंकि हम लोग सब उसको नवरात्रि करके बुला रहे थे उसको. I remember that very well.
she's commentating at Wimbledon, by the way. वो अभी Wimbledon
Oh,
में
really? How interesting.
Yeah. Yesterday she was giving some opinions which I did not agree with, but yeah, at least she's there. But whatever. By the way, I need to show you guys this because I want to get your, before we maybe move on in the tennis conversation, I wanted to show you guys this because Chintan bhai ने Tsitsipas के बारे में बोला, and I wanted to bring this quote up, like
oh, by the way, yes, I just found Mary Pierce. He played with Pierce. He won Wimbledon with Pierce.
okay, fair enough. मेरे को लगा आप बहुत Japanese
I was
Mary J. Pierce.
Yes.
ये कोट दिखाना था मेरे को. For those who have obviously watched it, मस्त कोट है, मेरे को मजा आ गया पढ़ के. Goran Ivani says he's never seen a more unprepared player
Oh
in
yes,
his life.
I read this.
He wants everything, but he doesn't do anything. All he says is I want, but I don't see that progress. I was shocked. I've never seen a more unprepared player in my life. With this knee, I'm 3 times more fit than him. This is really bad. It's simple and it's not simple. I've talked to him a lot of times. If he solves some things outside of tennis, then he has a chance and he'll return to where he belongs. I still feel that last line I don't agree with personally. I don't think he's too good. I think I've never liked Tsitsipas, and apparently these two guys split after he made this comment. What do you guys think of this? Like, I 100% I'm with Goran Ivanisevic. क्या बोलते हो आप लोग?
Yeah, dude, very bad attitude, and I don't think he was a bad player. See, that is that I don't think he was a bad player because before his run-in with Djokovic in that loss of the French Open finals, after being 2 sets up, he was a very good player. But you have to keep upping your game. You have to keep taking it a notch up because other players are progressing, and that's what he didn't do. And I think वो सब generation में सब ऐसे kind of lost because I think वो generation after Roger Federer, Nadal and Djokovic के बाद जो generation है with Medvedev and Sasha, none of them could win except probably Medvedev एक जीता, and probably at least he was more consistently coming in the finals. बाकी ये सब तो choker से यार. But yeah, I don't think वो progress किया. Tsitsipas was good when he was there. That French Open, his run was amazing. In the final also he played really well. Djokovic just being Djokovic, just
Yeah,
won the
and obviously उसमें एक factor था कि he had lost his grandmother the night or a
yes.
few days before, so obviously he was going through a rough time, and that defeat scarred him because Djokovic made a impossible comeback nearly, right?
Yeah. That comeback and Nadal's comeback in the Australian Open against Medvedev. I think
Yeah,
these
वो
two comebacks it can break you as a player also. But that's
yeah,
what now. उसके बाद Tsitsipas ने अपना game up ही नहीं किया. Medvedev at least उसके बाद he beat Alcaraz also in the semi-finals at US
yeah,
Open.
yeah,
So at least
yeah.
those guys were at least doing something and upping their game. Tsitsipas, I guess he just got lost with the whole stardom and the fandom he got.
Right.
And of course, see, I feel very bad when people are Abhi, I think Filal is ex-girlfriend now because the rumors have broke up. Then to blame the girl for his demise in
Yeah,
tennis.
that's stupid.
Very
वो तो
sad. I
already
don't blame her,
ऐसे
यार.
लोग ऐसे बोलते हैं कि लाइफ होना ही नहीं चाहिए भाई बाहर, मतलब सबका और खुद का लाइफ होता है बट दूसरे को वही चीज बोलते हैं. That's pure hypocrisy है. Come on.
And she was never a Tsitsipas kind of a player who came in a final. She was always one of the players. So to blame each other that अरे ये लोग डेट करे जैसे दोनों का टेनिस करियर बर्बाद हो गया, that's a little sad. But I guess they both were, अजय क्या थे, दोनों टेनिस stars, दोनों good looking guys, and they were all over social media. तो सबको लगा कि चलो इन दोनों को ही. So it was just sad. But yeah, mentally, boss, any sport, be it any sport, I think me, DJ and Ajay, we all agree. And जो DJ के साथ बात हो रहा था, that if you don't have it from here, doesn't matter how talented you are, you won't take it as much.
Exactly. Like अभी वही चिंतन
Hello,
मैंने
guys, That's the
oh,
story I was telling you all about.
Goran.
how did you get though? How did
This
this
is what I
happen?
was saying. I met him at the airport, right, on the way en route back.
Yeah,
from
that one.
Italy.
Acha, that one. Okay.
He was with Raikard and they were having a conversation, went to separate terminals.
You
Very,
didn't.
very, very sweet guy. Very, very sweet guy.
I didn't win. I love Goran. I would have chased Rijkaard, of course, because of Milan connection. But just to say that Goran, I just told you guys that Goran Wimbledon probably is one of the best Wimbledons I've seen. Like wildcard entry and winning it.
100%.
And to see his reaction, absolutely beautiful.
And that first fault and then the double fault almost. And
remember that after all, yeah, like
after
it is nervy. But मेरा एक question है, I feel generally how tennis is going. अभी ये अलग-अलग surface रख भी क्यों रहे हैं? मेरे को तो सब surface एक ही लगता है. There is no change, no different surfaces. I feel tennis has just become a little, क्या बोले, grass is supposed to be quicker. वो मेरे को नहीं दिख रहा है. I don't see any, like I don't see different surfaces with different kind of elements you need. I don't see that anymore in tennis.
Yeah, I mean that definitely the difference. But you are seeing, right, because there's a point to it. अगर आप देखो Medvedev जैसा player, अभी Medvedev is a very temperamental player, but उसका last major tournaments देखो, he's getting knocked out in the first, second round of every tournament. And then you can question because he sucks on clay. Like clay is not his thing. He should skip clay. पर अभी ऐसा रहा grass में भी, which was his speciality, उसमें भी वो first two rounds में निकल रहा है. It's like what is going on exactly? Like, and even जो अजय भाई, if you know कि एक point पे ऐसा था कि people used to think Alcaraz is the second coming of Nadal, वो clay पे dominate करेगा. But ulta hai, he actually is better on grass than clay. It's like a full reverse. He's more of a Federer than a Nadal. Like what people used to say, Alcaraz, the whole Spanish thing, he's second coming of Nadal, whatnot. But yeah, let me take a few comments. People are saying a lot of things. India में तो टेनिस बॉल से क्रिकेट खेलते हैं. मतलब वो इधर तो भाई टेनिस प्लेयर ही बनना बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है. Like if you try to become a professional player, half of your money goes in that. और क्या comments? Let me just see.
ऐसा मत बोल यार. My son has picked up a racket only right now. Tennis ही खेलता है वो भाई.
Yeah, I hope he then does well, because अभी I used to remember playing mixed relay events in swimming. Ajay भाई, I just remind me of doubles point. Yildiz का भी ले लिया मैंने. इधर ऊपर 2-3 रह गए थे जो मेरे रह गए थे comments. Let me take. ये मैं थोड़ा बाद में लेता हूँ. Shivam has also sent me a few things on WhatsApp, Ajay bhai, for to close with the games and all which you used to do. तो मैं any F1 fans, not me, the three over here. Vijay Male, अरे बाप रे, क्या user?
Huge fan of you, sir. Huge fan of you, Vijay Mallya. Big fan. DJ, you're on mute.
Oh,
I'm on mute. Yeah.
Please come on our
I
show,
think
sir.
everyone
How
is
you
an
came
F1.
with Raj Shamani.
Yeah. Come on our show.
But yeah, F1 fans, like I think इधर F1 का भी थोड़ा discourse था. I'm not into F1 at all, but you guys can discuss if you want. there's some discussion going on here in the comments. I think Arun started it, so I might as well touch upon it.
You're
Yeah,
a Gasly fan.
Leclerc
Wow.
can also. You guys can discuss if you want anything because I don't watch F1 at all.
We
I,
can.
I,
I
Stop
just
now.
Charles
I
Leclerc.
think AJ and Chin still watch, na?
Yeah, so just want to
Yeah.
point out that Nico Hulkenberg got his first podium ever. So it's a lesson that good guys get their
Yes.
due, because one of the most likable guys, very very unfortunate the way that his career panned out, because he had all the makings for a potential world champion, but unfortunately galat samay pe uske saath mein luck, whatever happened was very unfortunate, but chalo, at least he got a podium. He finally got on to that podium and celebrated with champagne, and I think that is like really really uh the high. I know Lando Norris won the race, but everything was on Nico Hulkenberg, because everyone was rooting for a podium for him. So yeah, I think यार
It is.
modern Formula One थोड़ा एक democratic हो गया. Everyone is following the sport, which I'm very happy about. But eventually, I do want to see people take it up professionally as well. We want more Indian racers. We want more Indian sports people here eventually. So I
Yeah,
just hope
but
that
it is.
some more companies.
Ajay bhai, time to.
It is an
It's not
expensive
too
sport.
late.
Sorry.
No, I was saying it's not too late. You might want to consider F1.
Racing? No, no, no. I've hung up my gloves also, metaphorical gloves. Racing is beyond me, man. My reflexes are gone now.
Fair
But
enough.
but
Fair.
but yeah, as a Serie A fan, of course, we all support Charles Leclerc. I think Leclerc is everyone's favorite, and Ferrari. Oh God, Ajay, how
I
are they
don't support
messing up
Ferrari.
again?
I don't support Ferrari.
No, but I know, but how are they messing? I
He
would see
can't,
what
na? He
they're
can't
doing.
because of the Juve
UA
affiliation.
connection.
Of course. But how can you
But
mess up? Like, I'm very surprised this season. How are they messing up? Like, oh God,
यार,
like I just
पता
get
है,
very.
Chintan, DJ, there are people saying Ferrari haven't won this, Ferrari haven't won that. I think Chintan and I were speaking about it. There was a time when Ferrari won every race. That's the time that we grew up in. They were that dominant. So I'm so happy that the downfall at least is making me very happy, because I grew up supporting the other team, McLaren Mercedes with
Of
Mika
course.
Hakkinen and then Kimi Raikkonen later. And you just had Ferrari winning every race. It was either Schumacher or Barrichello. One of the two would always win.
It's
Schumi
so
mostly.
funny, but I was a Ferrari fan, but not a Schumi fan, and I was a Barrichello fan, and
Wow.
Oh
not
yeah,
a Schumi.
Rubens.
And of
Yeah,
course,
but
and
it
then
is it is. बट वही अजय तू बोल रहा है वो राइकोनेन के बाद उनका जो डाउनफॉल है 2008 के बाद फरारी
Yeah.
कुछ जीता नहीं मतलब आई गेस द कर्स चल गया बट like Shumi I think yeah you're right I don't think I like Shumi of course but yeah he was winning so much you always wanted others to win I
Yeah.
was like okay let me support Ralph ये भी of course I've never seen Senna like कभी देखा नहीं of course unfortunately so
but Senna's the goat, yeah, Chins. I mean, the stories you hear and I
yeah,
don't know
of
if you've
course the
seen
V10
that movie
engine
on him.
But Ajay, if you know, please get the V10 engine back. I love that sound. Get
Yes.
it back.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Again,
is,
utter woke nonsense, man. Utter woke nonsense. Come on. I mean, क्या बोले?
Ajay, I think Ajay.
Ferrari,
was-
nothing beats Ferrari strategies. Like you
Yeah,
hear the
Ferrari's 100%.
There's a question for you, DJ bhai. I think he's frozen. Shivam was asking, do you watch cricket by any chance?
Yes, I do, Shivam, but not like I used to back in the day. I've done a little bit of cricket training also. I was telling the boys the other day, I do a little leg spin, and I'm like a number 4 or a number 5 bat, like a little bit of a pitch hitter. Not got very good leg movement, so to speak. So I just go for it. And yeah, a little bit pinch hitter, and I've watched cricket for a very long time. But then I think once the IPL came in and just multiple formats of the game and overexposure happened, I think I began to lose a little interest. It's also a function of as you grow older, you also don't have that much time to watch as much sport. So like cricket has died because of the test format. Nobody has that attention span only anymore.
Yeah.
So the only thing I really watch now are football games and more specifically Juve games.
Fair.
But then
Now,
there is some beauty about Test match cricket still, especially if you see. You see it in England, and I like it. I followed it.
Fena Nations.
Yeah,
South
yeah.
Africa,
It's
England, New Zealand,
something.
Australia.
And DJ, like, do you still like Ashes? Like, I think the whole importance of Ashes, the rivalry. We are,
I love. I think that all of that has lost its. It's lost its charm. Like I can't explain it. It's just. It's not what it used to be. So like when you look at that series with Flintoff, if you guys remember,
yeah, of
Yeah,
where
course.
yeah.
Flintoff, that for me was like the greatest Ashes series of all time.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah, yeah. For a long
2005, if
time.
I'm not mistaken.
Five, five.
2005.
2005.
Steve Harmison,
Yeah, I remember just being glued. Like you couldn't put the
yeah.
TV off.
Matthew Hoggard, Steve Harmison. What a bowling lineup
Sorry, I
England
don't
had.
know who Jimmy Dalrymple is.
Oh, the Kenyan bowler.
No idea.
Ashes in Cricket 07 was legendary. That's true. Oh, Cricket 07, अरे वो क्लासिक गेम था एक तो साला वो गेम
Yeah,
में
yeah.
क्या मजा
The leg spinner chins.
Daniel, yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was a leg spinner, part timer.
classic game though, classic video game because they never really made a proper cricket video game ever anyways. Like I think the proper last video game that was really good was Don Bradman cricket. उसके अलावा मैंने कोई अच्छा गेम कभी खेला भी नहीं है. So I don't know.
Nothing
That's
beats
true.
Brian
That's
Lara
true.
cricket.
Don Bradman
Brian Lara
cricket is
cricket.
amazing.
Nothing
Brian
beats
Lara
Brian
cricket
Lara cricket.
with all the cheat codes, with the huge
course.
bat.
I why unbelievable. I used to love this guy, Brian Lara cricket. May I still remember? I of course took South Africa and the tour. You could tour also over there in that game.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the President 11 matches, and I remember leaving the balls. As a typically, and like I still remember when there used to be a tea break. I used to like as a kid. I used to like okay, even I need to take a break now. It was actually fun. That
Because
that
those
was
games had a certain duration.
Yeah,
James,
yeah.
and when you get tired, you just simulate the innings, the rest of the innings.
Of course, but unbelievable, man.
Very, very good times. Yeah, all that is. I used to stay up and watch those West Indies, Australia series also. There were such cracking games back in the day. But that aura it's disappeared from the game. It's not what it used to be.
Yeah, ये बराबर. You have to fix the names also. I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Dhanier था, Gemfir, ये सब पूरा Indian cricket team का. All these things you had to fix. But the game also had some good soundtrack also. यार बहुत अच्छा game था वो. But even the older games, Chintan, as you said, like even the older FIFA, the World Cup games, the football like the 2006 and 2010 World Cup games, standalone games.
That standalone games were amazing. Buying those standalone games of World Cup to play qualifiers and to win the World Cup was something else, man.
Yeah, and you had all 200 plus countries. Faces बराबर नहीं होते थे, but teams बराबर होते थे. You had everything, and you could even start your whole journey with any country. भाई वो and now they don't do it anymore. All they do is they patch in the World Cup edition into the game.
Boss, how do you find Street, FIFA Street also? Oh God!
FIFA Street was so good, man. FIFA Street क्या वो रोनाल्डिनियो को हमेशा टीम
Like I never took to FIFA Street, but I remember FIFA before it came to PlayStation. If you guys remember it on the computer,
of course,
I was addicted, guys. Addicted, like
ASWD.
Yeah.
Fully.
ये भी एक अच्छा है. No beat game, yeah. Road rash तो भाई क्या मजा है. Road rash was classic.
What do you guys think of now that gaming is again coming back to the portable scene? What do you guys think of the PlayStation Portal?
It is. It's amazing.
And
By the way,
the Nintendo Game Switch.
As of now, I think the PlayStation. I had gone for an event where Sony was there. I Comic Con, yes. So they've come out with a new PlayStation Portable. उसका एक ही problem है. For that, you need the device on. As of now,
yeah.
It can't be played without the device being switched off.
Yeah,
So,
that's the
it
biggest.
can be, but the problem is you can't play your games. You have to play from the Sony library, which is connected to a Wi-Fi
So
connection.
they're working on doing a PlayStation Portable like separate completely, where you can actually play how it was before. Because
Exactly.
it is. But by the way, just to tell you guys, I bought the retro games. And trust me, it is the most addictive thing ever. I play Contra,
कौन सा
Mario.
वाला? हाँ वो एक अभी आजकल बेचते हैं ना console with retro
Yeah,
games.
so it's just a small pen drive. You connect it to your TV. You get two PlayStation remotes. Oh, boys, it is. I played Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter over there. It is and
Exactly.
proper. I played.
You got it, Chins? Have you bought that thing? It's available on Amazon also, if I'm not
Oh,
Yeah,
mistaken.
it's available everywhere.
me and my
It's
son are addicted to it.
Oh,
ये
okay,
वाला,
lovely.
this one.
Oh
Oh,
It
my
is
God,
there.
what a
By
game!
the way,
What a game!
it is there. I got the gun also. It is unbelievable.
What a
And
game!
I'm telling you, trust me, guys. We should have a night just for this. I
gaming.
show you the
No,
box.
we need to. मैं वही बोलने वाला था अभी कि we need to have like a proper, not just more once Ajay bhai, but more than once, like a proper gaming meetup where we can film it and show it to the audience also कि क्या चल रहा है, FIFA, non FIFA जो भी है. But अजय भाई,
Yeah.
आपका फेवरेट कौन सा गेम होता था, मतलब लाइक अगर आप खेलते थे ज्यादा कुछ तो एक पॉइंट पे.
Bhai, there was a game called Carmageddon. Okay.
I've
Now,
heard of it, never played it.
Carmageddon was this very brutal game, which was a race. But you have to finish the race. But the more damage that you cause gets you points. So damage, you can go and bring down homes. You can. It's a bit brutal. It's a bit gore. You can run down people in the game. You get points, kill points, and you can completely total your opponent also. Literally,
Wow.
unofficial brand ambassador for that game was Bhaijan. But yeah, I mean, what a brutal game! I remember playing that game. So Carmageddon. I don't know if
This is the
anyone
game.
has played it.
Red
Blast
Box.
box.
How much
It
does
is
this cost, Chins?
What?
How much does it cost?
3 grand or something.
So
It
you
has
just
a-
have to you have to just plug in like that Fire Stick kind of thing, and you just play.
Yeah, it's on HDMI. You can just play, and it's crazy. It has like 10
Yeah,
Now,
it's-
what do your remotes connect to?
It is Bluetooth.
Oh,
Wireless.
super.
It's same PlayStation. Crazy games. Addicted. I played. I started playing, of course, Mario and Contra. Mortal Kombat. Oh, guys, I went on a
Mortal
tour.
Kombat, I used to like the older retro versions. मेरे को modern day का पसंद ही नहीं है, पता नहीं
तो
क्यों.
जिस वही है ना इसमें वही है the old the
हाँ.
first Mortal Kombat is there. Oh, it is absolutely amazing. It is amazing, so good, and guys, we love it more because it has Road Rash, Duck Hunt, जैसे शिवम बोला, all these games, man, amazing.
नहीं यार, वो पुराने गेम्स का भी एक अलग ही, like even the older FIFA games used to be much more fun, like oh yeah, with the all, like even PES used to be so good back then, like PES and FIFA, proper competition. Both games have fallen off now.
In one of my football manager saves, Alessio Cerci won the golden ball.
Yeah, like even actually, by the way, nice to have you, Lux. But एक ये था, आज का chill stream है. In case you've just joined, this is more of a chill stream. So आज, like, we are not discussing as much football, but there was also even, I don't know.
Join the Calcio Charcha community, WhatsApp community.
Yeah, definitely. I'll plug that in. Right now, I'm not logged in or anything, so I'll have to share the link with him. But yeah, I'll come back to this. But there was, so I don't know how many of you know this, but even Football Manager, obviously, आप लोग ने कहीं एक पॉइंट पे तो खेला है, but even that used to have competition in the form of Championship Manager. That used to actually be a better game, Championship Manager, with the whole retro look. And that was Chindan actually as tough as Football Manager उस time पे, like no cheat codes, nothing.
So by that time 2006 में तो Jose Mourinho का picture था. I still remember. Manager में. So it was gamings were much better. I think 14-15 के बाद I think gaming FIFA lost it.
Yeah, FIFA I think lost it. Yeah, 15, you're right. PES just lost it a few years ago. Even PES तो e-football बन गया and it's trash. Like even both games are honestly horrible at this point. Like there's no one game you can look at and say is actually good or better than the other. But yeah, anything else? अजय भाई क्या बोलते हो? और कुछ गेमिंग भी हो गया आज तो?
I think वो अभिजय ने मैसेज किया था. I just read his message. उसमें तो of course we'll take your opinion. अजय का इसका इधर गया यार.
किस बारे में?
मैंने कि हाँ.
By the way, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is linked to Man United.
Oh God! Wow.
Wow, interesting.
Ajay, DJ.
Yes, sir.
2003 World Cup loss. Was this one? I think this shattered.
Can I be honest with you? The 2023 loss did not feel personal, but this one did. ये बहुत दिल पे लगा.
वो ये तो बहुत लगा था because वो era we were like out of nowhere in the finals and playing that Australian team.
Yeah.
And then
के बैट पे स्प्रिंग था.
Ponting ke bat mein spring, of course. Oh, this killed me. This loss killed me. And I still remember Indian bowlers getting a little carried away. Interview mein bhi aaya tha, Zahir Khan got a little
Yeah.
carried away, and Gilchrist took him
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a ride.
You know what?
Of course.
But another loss that really killed me, and I stayed away from Indian cricket for a long time, was a 2007 loss against Bangladesh. That
Oh,
broke me completely.
the group stage kick out.
Group stage exit. That that iconic photo where Sachin, everyone, in the
All
stand is
was
just
sitting.
so that broke me. But I didn't watch cricket for a long time after that.
But I
एक साल
think
तो
I tell
देखा
you one thing, in 2003 finals mein,
Was
I
it
will,
was it the you're talking about the Caribbean World Cup with
yeah, the
Greg
Caribbean
Chappell
World
as
Cup.
coach?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
that was a shocker, man. We were
And
just in the
Bob,
doldrums for so long,
by
so
the way,
long.
just that was such a bad year for cricket because Bob Woolmer died, the Pakistan coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was such a terrible.
Very
But
very murky circumstances, yeah, Chins. Very
yeah,
murky.
of course. Well, like typical Hansi Crony-esque. But I'll tell you one thing, I'll be a typical guy because in that 2003 World Cup, DJ, I switched off the TV the minute Sachin tried to hook and got caught and bowled by Magra. I didn't care. I was sure India is not chasing it because
But
we were
that
from the
I think you just the thing is that because one day matches are 7 hours long, right? I
Hmm.
think you know very early on how it's going to go. The rub of the green was clear. They were what 140 for one or something. You just knew the game's gotten away around the 25th over. In their innings, only you knew we're going to struggle.
Yeah.
Now, but still, I had hope because Sachin was at his pinnacle, and the minute Sachin got out so early, I was like, "Boss, this is done." And because we are from that era where Sachin out, matlab TV band.
Yeah, true. I think Sachin's greatest performance was against Australia, but it was in Sharjah
Oh,
with the mighty
The-
Tony Craig in the
Yeah.
commentary.
Yeah. The sandstorm.
Sandstorm.
But you know what? Honestly, guys, वो शारजा का stadium है ना तभी as a teenager like go Sachin as a kid. But then when I actually went to the Sharjah stadium, I'm like, the stadium is not that large. Fair, like not taking nothing away from Sachin's knock. But yeah, I mean, just to kind of like dominate the way that he did was fantastic.
We अभी circling back to because कोई एक टेनिस पे कमेंट देखा था अभी आई थिंक नॉरी एंड जारी डीजे has gone to a fifth set.
Oh yeah, expected, man. If he's won it in the third set in a tiebreaker, he's always going to a fifth set. It's a given.
Rublev and Alcaraz has begun. Rublev is looking to make an early break versus Alcaraz. Very interesting. He has a break point against Alcaraz, by the way, right now. So,
Three break points.
yeah, 3 break points exactly. Very interesting.
But Alcaraz, if nothing, he has at least inherited Nadal's never die spirit because this man never gives up, man.
Yeah.
यार मैं मेरे लिए
He has
काफी
another
बस
lung.
yeah, he might say Djokovic is physically he started declining now, so I don't think he can keep up with either of them. But yeah, एक चीज obviously एक तो this thing being obviously we did not talk about it on any stream so far, but yeah, definitely very sad news like the way all of us found out. Quite a shock, Chintan by DJY. Like anything you want to say because I mean, 28 years old, yeah, like that's no, and his brother also, of course, Andre Silva. Like unfortunate circumstances, like again, just very sad news because
Guys, you can't. I mean, like something like this is so unfathomable. You think all your stars and your favorite players are invincible. Like it's very hard to see that all our heroes are also mortal like us, and
Yeah.
this kind of mortality is really really sad. Like someone going well before their time. A guy who's like a humble, he's always been a very modest player in terms of how he's carried himself. That made him that much more likable. It didn't matter whether he was playing for Liverpool or United or Wolves. It just didn't matter. Gone too soon. Very, very unfortunate. This is something you can't account for. You just don't imagine it's possible.
yeah.
Really, there's very little to say. And I think there was little controversy because Ronaldo didn't go for the funeral. But, other than that, I just think that he's a player who is deeply loved and admired across the continent, not just at Liverpool. And interestingly, I think all of us know that Liverpool terminated his contract so that as a result of that, they can pay his wages over the course of the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great gesture. And I really
Great
feel
just
for
even to
Liverpool.
retire the number, of course. Like I think
Yeah.
that was the right call. Ajay,
Yeah.
anything you and Chitranbhai want to say?
I think everything has been said, and it's a huge loss. May his soul rest in peace, and may his family find strength. A very very tough loss to take, and I think that it just brings a lot of perspective to what life is. It's beyond football, beyond rivalries, beyond all of that. So very very tough loss here for all of us fans also, and especially Liverpool fans जो जुड़े थे जोटा के साथ में. And
Yeah,
yeah,
again, we forget that he was a father, a son,
father, yeah,
a
and
husband. All these things are
yeah,
so important because, as DJ said,
yeah,
he's human, and he had certain relations, and he
yeah,
had a
yeah,
life, and such a you could see the family oriented man, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
it was heartbreaking to see even Ruben Neves in tears because of, I
That
think,
was his best friend.
best friend, and to make them play also at that moment. I don't want to get into that, but your mind is not there, and he traveled immediately, I think, the next day for the funeral, and you see all of them.
yeah,
Amazing. Liverpool are a classy club that way. If you go to see, great on them to do this. uh, as you said, it's just untimely, and this is like so true. No time is the right time to go, of course, but especially taken in your peak. And हम लोग सबको पता है, guys, your career is so short when it comes to a professional footballer. You earn at this time for your family, for your friends, or whatever it is. Because so very sad. Great on Liverpool, retire भी कर रहे हैं. Amazing 20th title भी मिला उन लोग को, and
Hmm.
you could clearly see so loved by the fans because not guys, हम लोग सबके clubs में पता है, not all fans get a chant, and such a great chant he had. Looked like a very humble guy. It's a very tough loss, I think, for Liverpool players to come on the pitch for the entire season to play with this loss. It's going to be very tough, strength
And
to
it's
them.
so funny, Chins. 20th title, jersey number 20.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
It's almost like it, and he scored one of those most important goals. It was almost like a farewell gift, when you look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
it
He
like.
scored against Everton, I think. Yeah, and a very skillful player. Like, बिचारे को थोड़ा
yeah,
marred by injury, but it's great. Look at, however sadly he went away, but what a way to end your like
But
life,
guys,
because he won the
absolutely.
Nations League, he won the Premier League, gave Liverpool, because I know Liverpool, जो आजू बाजू rival fans बोलते थे, you guys won the COVID title, this and that. He won it on the pitch with them, with the fans around. एक महीने में he won the Nations League, and you saw he's so loved, and unfortunately got married also. So probably unfortunately he's no more, but he died with like as a happy man. That he achieved a lot of things, but a very sad thing. And I think whenever ऐसा कुछ incidents होते हैं, it does put things into perspective. Okay, football is just a sport.
Hmm. Exactly.
It's like Giuseppe Bognani, G just Juve on Juve.
Yeah.
He always says, football is the most important thing of the least important things. You know,
Yes.
it really shows you really the fickleness of life. And guys, we're all talking about Diego Jota, but let's not forget his parents. They've
Oh
lost
yes.
both their sons.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
them there is no distinction. It's just it's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. Like
Oh,
Hmm.
very sad.
it is.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean,
And by the way, just to tell you, like I saw that injury last night to Musiala. Oh gosh, I just hope it's not a very career-ending injury, because
it's quite bad. It's
injury
quite
like
bad.
this might just slow you down as a player. And
But
seeing Donnarumma broken that way was because it was very tough.
But Chins, it's so unfair. Neuer coming out and blaming Donnarumma. I think Donnarumma
Uncalled for, uncalled
technically,
for. I'm saying.
technically and personally did not do any. There was no malice in
I
that.
think Muller also said it that he to go and check on him. But dude, at that moment exactly, you would never think that player is injured. And back at the minute
yeah,
you could see DJ, the minute he turned around and he saw what happened, he immediately broke down. So I feel it was very uncalled for, because Donna, he was playing. The ball was active. He was playing. He was trying to restart the
Absolutely.
game.
Actually, I think it's the angle at which Musiala fell that actually caused the break. He had momentum, and I think the body the trajectory turned sideways.
no, we discussed this at the start with Ajay bhai ki I think Donnarumma की actually वैसे कोई गलती नहीं है because उसका malicious intent तो नहीं था. Like I think Muller, sorry,
परम पब्लिक भूल जाती है. It's a touch sport. It's a contact sport. It is.
Yeah, very true, very true.
I think the one really at fault in terms of the post part of the incident is Anthony Taylor, because that was a red card for Donnarumma. By the law, he should have been sent off on the spot, because by the law it's a clear red, which he didn't do. Then he lost control of the game, and there was one more instance where this guy could have gotten injured, Nuno Mendes, when this guy
Yeah, yeah,
stomped
yeah.
on his leg completely. So Anthony Taylor, as always, मैं वाजे भाई के साथ वही discuss, he completely lost the game. Should have sent off Donnarumma. Should have probably even given another 2 red cards, which he gave to Lucas Hernandez for a very soft elbow. So like बहुत weird game था. I mean, unfortunately Musiala, yeah, he's out for a while. Hopefully he recovers, and because मैं अजय भाई को वही बोला कि his profile, the way he plays now, there is a big chance or his quality gets impacted because of that, because he's important.
परम तू वही बोल रहा है रेड कार्ड. आई थिंक आई एम ओल्ड स्कूल, सो मेरे को तो लगता है दैट कांट बी अ रेड कार्ड फॉर मी. लाइक आई probably the rules are different now.
I think that was a clear red, because he completely missed the ball and he was very late. He was very late to the tackle. I personally felt that was a red in terms of the timing of it. Maybe, yeah, as you said, the time things have changed now, but I felt it was a clear red. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, see, ये सब तो भाई मतलब the thing is, a lot of this happens in football. मतलब ये तो आप यूरोप के पर्सपेक्टिव से बोल रहे हो. A lot of it unfortunately happens outside Europe as well. So it's not like we are keeping a track per se. यार मतलब this doesn't make sense. But yeah, Ajay, we can close this stream. We'll take the few things. Shivam has sent me a few quiz related things. We can close with that. So maybe we can have like a competition between the three of you or with the chat. So if you guys want to give the answer in the comments, please do. मैं pull up करता हूँ, 1 minute दो मेरे को. Yeah.
Yeah, these games put you on the spot and you don't know what to say. I played one very similar movie game yesterday, and I was put on the spot, and I was like, "Arey yaar, wo yaad hi nahi." Sholay was not striking me. I was like, "Oh gosh." They basically, you've seen this thing where they explain you the thing in English to know which movie it is, and मेरे को वो याद ही नहीं आ रहा था.
हाँ. So this, I hope this is visible. So ये अभी एक obviously पहले वाला मैंने pull up किया. I'll let you guys know when to start. So this is obviously a Serie A player, former Serie A player, जो एक्चुअली जैसे आप देख सकते हो रिसेंटली भी एक Serie A प्लेयर था. हाँ, अभी इसके आगे मैं ज्यादा हिंट्स नहीं दूंगा. यू गाइस कैन स्टार्ट. इट्स बिटवीन द थ्री ऑफ यू एंड द चैट्स. यू गाइस कैन स्टार्ट गेसिंग. शिवम को ऑलरेडी आंसर पता है, उसने मुझे ही भेजा ये सब. सो या
ये कौन है बे?
दिस इज एक्चुअली, सो ही इज,
अरे आधा क्लब सेरिया क्लब्स ऊपर वाले,
वो मैं बोल नहीं सकता. अभी वो बोलूंगा तो पता चल जाएगा.
स्ट्राइकर,
या आई मीन अटैकर बोलूंगा. मतलब वो ऐसे थोड़ा अक्रॉस द अटैक खेल चुका है. He is a very
has he played for the big three, Italy?
Yeah, ये अभी बहुत बड़ा गेम है. इसके आगे मैं नहीं दूंगा. It's not Salvatore Bocchetti Pablo. It's not him.
Is it? Has he played for any Milan, Juventus, Inter?
इसके आगे मैं बिग थ्री तो बोल दिया ना.
Yes or no तो बोलना पड़ेगा ना. Guess कैसे करूंगा मैं?
देखो, I'll say he's a popular name. मतलब he's a famous name. It's not like he's not famous.
Okay, has he won the league title in Italy?
No.
Has he? Oh, then 2017. So it's not Juventus, it's not Roma, it's not Napoli. So it's सिर्फ Juventus ही नहीं है. In short,
मिलान प्लेयर है, मेरे को लग रहा है ये. बहुत ज्यादा मिलान प्लेयर्स ही आते हैं.
Shivam has given me permission to give me another hint. एक ही
वही तो बोल रहा हूँ. अरे हिंट में एक काम
कर. Give his nationality ना at least.
That will be a big giveaway.
Don't give. But if I ask you question, उसका yes or no तो बोल सकता है ना. Is he the Milan Giants? Has he played for the Milan Giants?
Yeah, one of the Milan clubs. अभी Pablo, it's not Luis Adriano. It's not Luis Adriano.
Monaco.
Yeah, controversial personality recently. अभी एक और बड़ा हिंट दे रहा हूँ. उसका कुछ बहुत बड़ी चीज एक्सपोज हो गई थी ट्विटर पे. अभी इसके आगे मैं बोलूंगा तो बहुत ऑब्वियस हो जाएगा. If I start
Wanda.
हाँ, I mean वो आप पे अभी देखो, आप प्लेयर गेस करो.
अरे कौन था वो? अरे that Inter player who जो he openly said I had an affair with her.
अरे हाँ.
वो that dribbler Parma. नहीं, Parma
not Maxi Lopez. Abhijay got it. Keita Balde. Balde is he just had an affair with Banda, no?
He said he had an affair with Wanda when
Peter Bolt.
she was
Yeah.
with that guy.
Yeah, there even got a video leaked of them like in a room dancing together and shit. So वो भी so,
Peter
let me
Bolt.
pull up. Yeah, let me pull up the next one. We'll be anyways closing after this. ये वाला है
मेरे को नाम याद नहीं रहा था. मैं बोला नाम क्या है? कीटा बोल्डे याद नहीं आ रहा था.
Wanda affair.
Wanda.
One of the many.
आप Ajay, priorities are set. Wanda affair.
One of the many.
ये गेस करो अभी.
भाई यार ये ऐसा लोन आते ना मल्टीपल बहुत गुस्सा आता है यार.
ये पर ये भी आगे. This is a famous name. DJ भाई, you also should guess. This is a
ये
famous
अपना
name.
Diamante.
This is a popular
Alessandro
name.
Diamante.
नहीं, no.
Diamante
वेस्ट हैम थोड़ी गया था. थिंक ऑफ वेस्ट हैम.
वेस्ट हैम में था ना.
Who was the guy with the curly hair, number
Borriello.
32?
No, not Borriello. क्या बोल रहे हो? Not Borriello. जो भी Borriello बोल रहे डीजे भाई कमेंट्स में भी not.
अरे Italy number 32 यार. Curly hair.
I'm very bad with this.
Come on, guys. Palermo should be kind of a giveaway because he was. I mean,
Genoa, Messina.
West Ham Palermo.
शिवम बेचारा पक्का है. शिवम आजा तू यार. तू वो कर अपना. नौसरीनो नहीं है यार. नौसरीनो है क्या?
No, then you'll see Juve also, ना.
ये गलत वाला खोल दिया क्या मैंने?
Nocerino could be.
देखो भाई, आप लोग गेस करके बोलो. इधर चैट्स में, come on guys, in the chat I'm not seeing anything.
I'm stuck at West Ham only.
वैसे डियामांटी बोला था, बट डियामांटी नहीं है. मिकोली भी नहीं था. मिकोली तो कहाँ गया वेस्ट हैम?
Diamante is 32, ना.
हाँ, but it's not. He said it's not Diamante. Also went to MLS Orlando City in 2016-17.
Come on, comments. I need more. Come on here, guys. Borriello के बाद मेरे को कोई गेस दिख ही नहीं
Club and rivals.
Bernardo Corradi.
No.
Corradi went to Man City. Sorry, he didn't go to West Ham.
Shivam says DJ by click. Think of your club and rivals.
It's Nocerino.
Torino.
Yes, I'm seeing it in the comments. For some reason मेरे लिए refresh नहीं हो रहा. But yeah, it's Nocerino. लोगों ने comments में.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
Yeah, it's Nocerino. Let me.
Vince called it.
Yeah, but he was not sure.
Didn't Palmieri also play? Emerson Palmieri also play West Ham?
He's still playing for West Ham.
He's still playing for West Ham.
This will be a tough one. This will be a tough one.
I read Juventus, so DJ will get it.
एक मिनट, ये वाला मैं pull up करता हूँ. ये next वाला will be थोड़ा. Yeah, next वाला will be थोड़ा tough.
By the way, Nori 3-0 up last set.
Oh shit. Fuck.
And वो break नहीं किया.
It's one break. You can never say.
Yeah, guys, this one. So come on, like this is a former Juventino. Like, hey, ये भी kind of popular player है Serie A में.
Like खेला Juventus के लिए यार. In 2 years, Ajay, CJ.
He did 3 games in 2 years. Yeah, must be some very injury-prone player.
No. So 9 to 10 years on loan.
Maresca.
No.
9-10 he was on loan.
He's a popular player. Like actually, अगर इसका नाम आपको पता चलेगा, he like in the last.
Let's find out the other clubs. Let's hint that वो clubs मिल गया ना तो मिल जाएगा answer. That's why
2010 or like basically post 2010 he's played like over a lot of Serie A games, over 100 Serie A games for a Serie A club. Like ये बोल दूंगा मैं आपको. He's not a, चलो एक और हिंट दे दो, he's not a striker. ये भी बोल देता हूँ. इसके आगे
वो तो समझ में आ रहा है भाई. ऐसा कोई स्ट्राइकर रहेगा जो ऐसा इतना कम गोल
मारेगा.
जानबूझ के.
परम
चैट पे सब एकदाल बोल रहे हैं. Is it एकदाल? Albin Ekdal.
Are you cooking with Ekdal?
Yeah, I think it's Ekdal.
ये लोग गूगल कर रहे हैं. अल्बिन एकदाल ही है. बराबर है.
इतना जल्दी कैसे मिल गया यार? मेरे को चांस ही नहीं है.
ये गूगल कर रहे हैं लोग. ये तो पक्का हो गया अभी इस पॉइंट पे. All you have to do is type the teams का नेम मिल जाता है. अभी एक और उसने भेजा मेरे को शिवम ने. ये थोड़ा ट्रिकी होगा because this is like 2008. Like it's finished the squad. It's like complete the squad. So let me start with, he sent me Roma and UA, like you'll have to guess the players, so it's not like you'll have to guess the squad. Squad तो दिख जाएगा आपको.
Yeah,
You'll have
हाँ
to
तो
guess
किसी
the
प्लेयर
remaining. You'll have to guess the remaining players. One sec. Yeah, this is Roma with Spalletti, and you have to like complete the squad.
अरे अजय तो 1 सेकंड में बोल देगा रे.
One Burdiso रहेगा कि Maxes रहेगा, one of the
आप
two.
बोलो तो.
Either
बोलो तो सही
Maxes और
आप
Burdiso.
किधर से चालू, पीछे से चालू कर रहे हो ना आप?
हाँ पीछे से चालू
थोड़ा
करता हूँ.
जूम इन कर, जूम इन.
देखो डॉनी, जॉन रीजा, हुआन.
Yeah, Burdiso, Marco Motta, De Rossi, Pizarro, Aquilani. एक बार नीचे जा. राइट विंग में आइदर टडाई
मंचिनी
और मांचिनी, one of the two.
So you
I
got
think Tadei.
Tadei is correct. Bucci
Yeah,
Tottenich
Tadei.
तो obviously है. मिडफील्ड
Yeah.
में आप फिर से एक बार ट्राई करोगे?
Aquilani, De Rossi, Pizarro.
एक बोल डेरोसी तो होगा नहीं.
Pizarro is there, correct.
Aquilani है
नहीं.
तो पेरोटा रहेगा.
नहीं.
पेरोटा भी नहीं है. ये आर्सेनल का अगेंस्ट है ना. कौन खेला?
हाँ, आर्सेनल वाला गेम है.
जूलियो
This is the game. Sorry.
जूलियो बाप्टिस्टा.
नहीं. ये वो वाला है which beat Arsenal in the second leg.
हाँ
basically.
तो you had
9 गोलान.
नहीं भाई.
वो तो बहुत लेट आया.
नहीं.
9 गोल तो बहुत बाद.
बहुत लेट आया, बहुत लेट.
अरे
अच्छा,
तो
so let's
सेंटर
start from the back. Center back Diamutini है.
हाँ वो है बराबर. Yeah, he was there.
Diamutini है और मार्को मोटा है राइट बैक.
हाँ, so आपका डिफेंस हो गया. धोनी,
Defense हो गया.
मोटा, डिमुटेने, हुआन और आर्ने रीजा.
3 मिडफील्डर बाकी है बस.
आपने पिज्जारो ऑलरेडी बोल दिया था.
पिज़ारो हो गया.
एक हो गया. आपने टाडेई भी बोल दिया था. So only 2 players are left.
So only 2 players are left in that from that game. Who else was there in that game? Baptista भी नहीं था. Baptista बाद में आया था.
करेक्ट. मतलब hint कैसे? Like I'll have to make up the hint. Wait, hold on. You'll have to give me a minute to make up the hint.
Make up the hint because it's been a while and I don't rewatch this game for obvious reasons, you know.
अभी आर्सेनल. इसको हिंट का सोचना पड़ेगा. रुको एक.
Because of that stupid Mirko Vucinic penalty.
Because वही है कि ये जो 2 प्लेयर है इनके लिए हिंट्स थोड़ा मेक कैसे बोलूं. रुको मेरे को जरा सोचने दो. Oh boy. इसके लिए क्या हिंट ही बना सकता हूँ मैं? Because I know the okay, yeah, I can give. He was at one point in his career one of the players was named Serie A Young Player of the Year.
Matteo Brighi.
हाँ
Brighi.
बराबर. Brighi.
ठीक है.
नेक्स्ट एक और आपका बचा है. हाँ. बहुत बड़ा गिव अवे था. मैं कमेंट्स देख रहा हूँ.
और कौन है? और वो गेम में कौन था भाई?
अभी इसके लिए मैं क्या हिंट दूं? मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा इसके लिए क्या हिंट दूं.
कोई स्क्वाड नंबर बोलते. लेट मी सी इफ आई रिमेंबर.
इसका स्क्वाड नंबर इसका स्क्वाड नंबर मेरे को ढंग से याद नहीं है. रुको.
अब उसमें रहेगा ना.
रुको. अरे उसमें नहीं है. रुको.
अच्छा उसको
this guy's only played one game for Italy. That's क्या बोलूं.
क्या फालतू हिंट है रे.
It's a very फालतू हिंट.
अरे but there is no hint to give for this guy. It's not like he's a very established player. To be fair.
नेशनैलिटी बोल दिया. अच्छा इटली बोल दिया. सॉरी. एक काम करना. दूसरे कोई सेरिया क्लब में खेला है वो बोल दे.
दूसरा है. अरे यार he's played in Italy. वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना. He's played for मिलान के लिए तो घंटा नहीं. मिलान में था बट खेला नहीं था. बोलोनिया he's played. Lecce he's played over 100 games. I think he won the Coppa Italia with Sampdoria. This is no, not with Sampdoria. Sorry.
अच्छा मैक्स टोनेटो.
हाँ टोनेटो. करेक्ट. इसके लिए मैं क्या ही हिंट देता.
ठीक है. नहीं वो शिवम का मैंने 22 देख लिया तो मेरे को टोनेटो याद आया. हाँ, this was the game that I spoke about with Chintan also, where Roma had full injuries. Max Toneto playing in midfield, John Anarisa and Diamotane playing center back.
Yeah.
Totti was injured and somehow Julio Baptista missed so many chances against Arsenal. क्या बोलूं
Yeah,
यार?
yeah. DJ
Wow.
Bhai has to leave, so we'll close with the UA one. DJ Bhai, there is one for UA. So I think you definitely have to come into the picture here.
Of course.
Ye-
For the
Yeah,
DJ, can you see your T-shirt? What does it say? South Bombay.
I don't think.
Oh,
South Bombay
nice.
snob.
अभी ये बियर तो बता.
अभी ये है obviously the 2-2 draw versus Chelsea in 2008 UCL round of 16
Oh.
draw. Chelsea went through usually obviously on aggregate, but yeah, this is that UA and पीछे से स्टार्ट करते हैं डीजे भाई, क्या बोलते हो?
DJ's on
2008,
mute.
the coach
Yeah,
Ranieri.
you're on- Sorry?
2008, who was the coach? Ranieri?
Yeah, Ranieri was ना 2008 वाला UA.
2-2 Chelsea. That means Ranieri. Marquisio would have been flanked by Aquilani. Param?
Sorry, hold on. I was just checking the comment.
Aquilani?
No.
2008.
2008 was
Yeah,
Nedved.
see, I need to remember the coaches to remember the line. I won't be able to tell otherwise.
Was Nedved still playing? 2008.
This is 08 09 like wait, this is no wait, this has to be 08 09 वाला शिवम, तू 8 बोला because 08 09 में ये लोग नॉकआउट हुए थे ना चेल्सी से और उनका Ranieri was halfway through sacked, right, if I'm not wrong, until May he was there. 09, so Ciro Ferrara had taken over as caretaker na DJ Bhai at that time.
Was Nedved still playing? Is Nedved
Huh?
there? Nedved.
Nedved was there.
So one is Nedved.
Yeah, definitely.
If Nedved was there, then of course he's there. So coaches Ranieri?
Yeah, I mean this was when Ciro Ferrara. So yeah, I mean technically for Ranieri, Ciro Ferrara. Yeah.
This just got promoted, na? Just got promoted.
Yeah. See, Arun Krishnan is saying Iaquinta. He guessed Iaquinta. Yes, Iaquinta was there.
Iaquinta, Amori in front.
Not Amori. Amori isn't there.
Trezeguet.
Giovinco.
No, Iaquinta,
Trezeguet, Del Piero, Iaquinta. We've completed the trio. अभी पीछे में एक नेडवेड चिंतन भाई ने बोल दिया मार्किजियो है. Then guess the next midfielder.
Camoranesi.
Midfielder. Italian?
Tacchinardi.
No.
Come on, DJ bhai.
Italian, but?
No. Chintan bhai, like famous. DJ bhai, famous.
Yeah, I think Grigera would have been next to Chiellini.
Grigera was there in defense.
Melberg would also be
yes.
there.
Melberg.
Because that was a very this thing.
The Portuguese, the Chelsea guy. Shivam said Portuguese midfielder.
Left back would have been Param 2008. Left back was Molinaro.
Yes, done. Your defense is complete. You only have one player.
But midfielder Portuguese is that Chelsea guy.
Portuguese is Thiago Mendes.
Thiago Mendes. Correct. That's completed. That's the quiz.
Guys, that's another lifetime. I don't remember this team, but I remember that team.
Yeah, nice one by Shivam. We could at least have some games in it. But yeah, I think we can close आज का. Thank you Shivam for sharing this because हम लोग anyways games चालू करने का plan कर रहे हैं properly, and this is a good way to kind of involve the fans. Not
guys, one stream has to be dedicated to
Wanda.
Thank you, Shivam.
Two?
Yeah, bola.
Dedicated.
You were saying something.
I was saying one stream you should dedicate to Wanda.
Please, guys, it's a request. Yeah, please. I'll come dressed up also so that my video reaches her. Biggest Wanda fan, Wanda. I love you.
Yeah. Insane. But nahi yaar, I mean, thank you Shivam for sharing that. थोड़े और ऐसा gamified version.
Guys,
Soon we are drop.
Param, we should make Wanda FC now.
Wanda FC. If you ever make a football team, probably that's the name of our club. But nahi yaar, thank you Shivam and for sharing this. As I said, थोड़ा gamified चीजें आएंगी. अभी end of the season awards soon on the channel. We are I think very close now to 2K. So Again, as I say, keep hitting the like button and subscribe and share as well. Anything you guys want to say before we close?
Nice boys, keep liking our stuff. We'll keep coming out
Yeah.
with more stuff.
Keep supporting.
And
Yeah, regular content will resume. Yeah.
and next time, get ready for a new hairstyle from DJ. He's going to come up with a new look.
Guys, if Juve win the Champions League, we can put up a poll. I'll color my hair whatever color you choose.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
You can mark this, Param. You can ping it, okay?
Yeah, वो तो हमेशा इटरनली रहेगा. मतलब ये क्लिप तो हो गया है. आप आधा वाइट कर दो बीच में से, तो वो यूवेंटस का
पहले से यार,
वो
it's not white anyway,
Ravenelli.
naturally.
DJ, Ravenelli
Yeah,
hairstyle.
silver feather.
No, so not white. Then you simply do black and blue stripes multiple on your hair. That's how.
Okay, Param, you
there
will win the Champions League. I'll wear an Inter jersey to celebrate. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Anything you want to say, Ajay bhai, before we close?
If Roma win the Europa League, I'll get a tattoo.
Oh,
Nice.
that's big. That's big.
That's big.
That's big.
परम तू भी अभी
Bro.
कुछ बोल दे यार.
I mean, मेरे लिए काफी है इंटर का
I
सीजन
think
बच
Param
जाए.
Inter wins anything, we
he's
want
too
to-
scarred right now to say anything.
Yeah, like
Param, if Inter wins something, we need a personal message for Wanda.
win something. मतलब it has to be something ambitious. मतलब कोपा इटालिया जीत के नहीं चलता है. Like सेरिया.
भाई
हाँ.
ये सॉरी भाई, तू मेरे और अजय से बात मत कर. हम लोग कोपा इटालिया से भी खुश हो जाएंगे.
नहीं, I like. I fair enough. Actually, to be fair, that's a fair request in the current situation. कीवो के साथ कुछ पता नहीं, but ठीक है. इंटर अगर कुछ जीते
Param,
तो
yeah,
वांडा को
never say that. Never say that. It's been 5 years to Juve winning a title.
exactly.
Kabhi-
That's
I
fair.
learned this, in that 10-year run, I learned this. Can never be
Yeah.
entitled as a fan. It's
Yeah,
the worst.
agree.
thing. We
No,
should
I
be
agree. I
grateful
mean-
for everything we win.
I just obviously being in two Champions League finals, you want to win like those kind of trophies. But I agree with you, like a trophy is a trophy. So definitely, if we win even like the Super Copa, I'll text Wanda Nara on Instagram. Once actually, so there's a funny story. Like before we close this, there's this English news website called Sempre Inter, biggest one that covers Inter in English. They had, so when Wanda had created a scene, they tagged Wanda Nara on their article saying Wanda Nara creates so and so issue, which was true. So she got pissed off. She replied to them on DM saying "you pieces of shit" in Spanish, and we lost because the guy running the website is my friend. So like we were having a moment because we finally got Wanda Nara to somehow reply to us. So yeah,
Param,
that was.
we'll do that for you. We'll
नहीं,
get
मेरे को
Wanda
मैं दो
Nara on
रूम
Calcio Charcha.
नहीं चाहिए ऐसे लोग जिंदगी में. But yeah, I thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe to Ajay Bhai's channel. Again, he will keep putting out content as always. He's close to 3K, I guess, Ajay Bhai, or 2.5, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, keep
Close
subscribe
to
to his
10K.
channel.
Close to 10K.
Close to 10K. And subscribe to us here again. As जैसे चिंतन मैंने बोला, regular content soon resume होगा. I think in the coming week or so आपको हमसे end of the season awards मिल जाएंगे, and there's a lot more to come. So regular content, regular streams on Thursday will resume soon. This is a bit of a lull phase. So yeah, keep an eye on the channel and we'll see you soon.
Ciao, ciao.
Stay safe. Good night. Ciao, ciao.
Right.